robbery.
Hey, hey, get in my way and try to block me, I'ma show aggression. Slide on your block like Danny Glover with a lethal weapon. I fucked your thought, she gave me top, I guess that's my confession. Got no regrets, I made mistakes, but I learned from my lessons. Trapping by the stoop, villains pull up to the coupe. My car ain't got no roof, thought this shit was bulletproof. I can't feel my face, smoking on Gorilla Glue. Zooming in the coupe, that's the shit I like to do. These is yellow diamonds shining like I'm Pikachu. I'm a boss, nigga, get that bag and make the moves. No, I don't like to lose, so I'll be going in. Yeah, I'm tryna cop a biz. Yeah, pull up and drop like 10. Yeah, you tryna taste the life? Well, I'm tryna taste the bands. Yeah, she wanna fuck with friends. Yeah, I got 'em in the trance. Yeah. Hey, but now they tell me I should stop. Take this backwood to the face and grab my cup. Shawty say she coming through, she on her way to fuck. It's a lot of lust, not a lot of love. Hey, I stack it up, can't get enough. See a shorty with you, she look at me and she blush. I'm a jiggy nigga, I don't take her out to lunch. It's a lot of lust, not a lot of love. Hey, bitch, not a lot of love. It's a lot of lust, not a lot of love. Not a lot of love, it's a lot of lust, not a lot of love. Not a lot of love, rolling in the coupe when she was rolling out the drugs. Looking for the one girl, you know that I'm a plug.
Man, yo, what the fuck is good? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling? How are you all living? Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Welcome back to the stream. Look, it's a Friday and the market is closed. That's a deadly combo. That is a deadly fucking combo if I've ever seen one. It is a Friday and the market is closed. So it's casual Friday, but I'm just gonna be so honest with you all. I don't really know what to do with myself other than stream. I don't know what to do with myself other than the stream. Seriously, like I thought about it, just taking the day off and not streaming. And then I thought about it and I was like, what am I going to do with myself today? Honestly, what am I going to do? So I decided we'll meet in the middle and I might as well come on here and just talk because I feel like I'll get better at life. If I talk for a little bit, we go over some market stuff. I know some of y'all want to stream, so we'll do the stream. And then I am going to rug in like an hour. I just want to go over some stuff that I feel like is important. Set the stage for next week. Get ready, get prepped, get our lines intact, get everything ready to go. I figured it would be like a diehard. You know what I mean? The diehard show up. We'll do a stream. And then in like an hour, I'm going to rug. I'm going to go take a shower. I'm going to throw on a fit. And I'm going to go slam some drinks and watch USA win the World Cup. I think is what I'm going to do. I have this new friend group that's like not crypto friends. It's crazy. Do you have this? Do you have IRL friends that don't know about trading? It's a rare breed. They're hard to find, man. They're really hard to find. But I found a couple. It's kind of lit. It's kind of lit. We don't talk about trading. IRL friends. Yeah, they're hard to find. They're like rare breed. You're going to the USA game right now. You know what I've thought about a lot recently? Every time I go out, I think about this, which is like the new genre of rich people. Okay, like the genre of rich people that got rich like in the 90s. Everything was IRL. It was like pre-phone. Like the genre that got rich building the internet was IRL. And so they're like IRL. Like it's a cool era of founders. Like they're IRL cool. Like Zuck is IRL cool. These guys are IRL cool. Like Ballmer was IRL fresh. Developers. Ballmer's IRL fresh. Bezos IRL fresh. Like the old genre that built the internet is IRL fresh. Okay? The new genre is like internet money. And so it's a lot of like young kids that never went outside and like never had to do anything in person, never worked in an office. It's like the remote era. Zero interest rates, remote era. By the way, Zuck is totally fresh. Zuck is undeniably fresh. And so the new era is the zero interest rate crowd that's never gone outside and built the whole thing on the internet. Okay? Yeah, like Steve Jobs. It's kind of like the incel era, if you really think about it. And so this new era has a lot of bread. And everybody wants to be IRL cool, but they like don't know how to do it. because they didn't have to do it to build it. And so every time I go out, I think about it and I think to myself that the most in-demand cohort right now is like the party lit kids. It's like the most in-demand hires were like the Pike frat president 5 years ago in college. Because everybody wants the lit IRL like run the, at least me, I want the lit IRL run the program. Because I don't really go out that much. And so when I do go out on a rare occasion, once a week, once a month, I want to go out with the kids that just like have it going. You know what I mean? They're lit, they're smooth, they know how to talk, they can run the program IRL. And every time I meet one, the first thing that I think to myself is like, Malcolm, we should hire this kid. And the response I get is, hire him to do what? And I'm like, I don't know, but I want him around more. I want him around. It's the most in-demand cohort of people ever. Also, Zuck Aura is crazy, I think. Zuck Aura. Damn, maybe he doesn't have aura.
I'm upset. I'm upset for one reason, man.
Can I see you as well?
Yeah, maybe he doesn't have aura, but all right, we got some stuff to talk about. We actually do. We have some stuff to get into today. We have some stuff to talk about. We're gonna have a little intimate squad today. I like it. I fuck with it. It's like back to the old days. If you're watching on YouTube and Twitter and you would like to chat, twitch.tv/threadguy. Bro, the YouTube gang, y'all gotta chill. They're in here talking about YouTube gang. The real ones are on YouTube chatting into the void. Come on, Marco. Just join us over here with the real squad. Let's do a little roll call. Bibla, what's good? Kenny, what's good? DNAP, what's good? Alex, what's good? Swaggy, Meal, what is good? Kevin, what is good? Screwy, what is good? Gouda, what is good? Kyle, what is good? Kyle, I gotta get you on the stream, man. We gotta talk about stretch, brother. Fuck. We gotta talk about stretch. I liked your article. Rockefeller, what's good? Smart, what's good? Wolf, what is good? Clayboy Cardi, that's my favorite name. What is good? K Martz, what is good? Jackson Ray, Rectal Pocket, Ron, Zaru, what the fuck is good? What the fuck is good? All right. I took no notes for the stream, so we're just gonna raw dog it and get into some stuff. The market is closed today, which is honestly, I did not realize how boring markets were. I did not appreciate how boring markets were without the stock market until like very recently. I did not realize that this was the world revolved around Eastern Standard Time and stock market open. I don't think I appreciated it until the last month, to be completely honest with you. The entire world revolves around 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is just when the world starts, and it ends at 4:30. It ends at 4:30. And then whatever happens after that, from 4:30 p.m. to 9:30 a.m. is just completely irrelevant. I did not give it the credit that it deserves. But even though the market's closed, I still want to look at crypto, and I want to go over a couple trades, and I would like to start doing chat trade presentations like on Friday. I don't know if we should let people, we won't do it today just because I don't have it set up. I don't know if we should let people call in to present their trades, or if we should let people like submit like a one pager on why they took the trade. But I think it's a fun idea. I think it's a really fun idea. And so maybe we'll do it at some point. Would you like call-ins? I don't know. I've wanted to do call-ins for a while, but we've just never done it. It's a little bit like technical. It's a little bit of a technical lift. TG would have thrived in the 90s peak era. I know. I'll tell you what, I started reading this book again. Somebody sent me, I forget who it was. Somebody sent me on Telegram a screenshot because I was complaining. No, I had shaved my beard. I was complaining about how my trading strategy has been biting me in the ass recently which is like I buy green candles and I sell red candles. Price goes up, I buy more. Price goes down, I sell more. And I was complaining that it was leading to a lot of round trips. It led to a nasty one on SpaceX. I'm kind of down to recap it, I suppose. I don't even really know what my takeaway is on this trade. SpaceX. I was up 100 and... Why would you read a book of a dude that lost his fortune and killed himself? It's like the same reason you would watch film on like young LeBron, even though he's kind of like, because even though he's kind of ass now. LeBron's not a great example. Who's like a really washed. It's like the same reason you would watch film of like Kyrie from when he was a young gun. Gilbert Arenas. I don't know, get like a washed athlete. It's like yeah, Derrick Rose. Is because at some point, yeah, James Harden. Thank you. Why would you watch James Harden Rocket highlights? Because he was putting on a show. I mean, he was putting on a fucking show. I'm reading this chapter right now. Of Jesse Livermore. And the funniest bit of the whole book still is that he wants to go out and all he wants to do is fish. But he's like born to fish, forced to trade. All he wants to do is go out and fish. And he's caught in this massive corn position. And he's super short corn. And so what he does, he can't get out of it. Every I'm Korean, it's shit. I want to be friends with threadguy. Welcome. Every time he's done with the market, he calls the top. He buys a yacht. He goes and parties and fishes, and he sells the yacht, uses the money to trade. And he's like, I didn't finish the chapter, so I forget how it goes, but he's stuck in this corn position, this like massive corn short, and he can't get out of it. He has like 25% of the flow. Everybody knows he's trapped and he can't get out of it. And so what he does, there's no volume, and he's like, I need to make artificial volume. And so what he does is he can't convince anyone to sell it, and everyone's buying corn. And he's trapped in this position. He can't sell it. And so what he does is he buys a bunch when it's pumping. Trades the other way, goes like delta neutral, buys a bunch when it's pumping. A lot. Then basically takes his entire stack and starts slamming sells on corn. And he's down a massive amount on UPNL. He's selling and they're buying. He's selling. But then in order to like double the trade and make up the money that he lost, he destroys the oat market, bro. Because he's like, okay, I know if I can figure out how to sell off corn, which I'm going to be able to do because I have so much of it now, I'm going to force it down and I'm going to make up the delta by shorting the oat market. Because if they see corn going down, they're going to destroy the oat market. And so this guy just puts on a show, man. You know, I was thinking about this. I'll give you a couple takes. Okay. Clout as a trader. One of the things I've learned from being on CT is it's not just about pure P&L. Okay? Especially in a bull market. Everybody's making money in a bull market. Everyone's making money. At least at some level. You're probably, I would imagine, chat, are you green or red over the last 6 months? Even if it's green by $1. Last 6 months, crypto is tough. Non-crypto port. In your non-crypto portfolio, are you green or red over the last 6 months? I would imagine on the non-crypto port, you're very green. Okay. And so everyone's making money in a bull market. And so it isn't about you P&L. It isn't about P&L that gets you clout when everyone's making money. In a bear market, if you're making money, it's pure P&L. But like, why doesn't Loracle, who's up $150 million, have the motion of like, I don't know, a Kobe or like some of these like aura guys, right? And the answer is it's the story. It's the story. It's like, it's the story. And so people love the style points. They love the finesse. They love the arcs. They love the way you get guided through it. They like to see it in public. It's the story. It's the character. It's the immersion into the war. It's like the lore. It's the lore. Why is Flood hyper? I bet you there are UPNLs that are significantly bigger than, I don't know about significantly, but there is definitely P&Ls that are bigger than floods on hype. I'm sure there are. I'm sure there are, but it's the way he tells the story. Okay? And so yes, Jesse Livermore lost his entire fortune 4 times. And yes, he turns into a full bear. And yes, he gets blown out for the final time on $1 billion. And yes, he kills himself. But to have the skill to make it back 4 times in a row, I would argue the ascension only is as beautiful as the glorious teardown. In many ways, it's like, what's the ascension without the creative destruction that follows? What is it? You know, it's like, that's the story. It's like, what is Murad on his miraculous rise without the historic crash and meme coins just pillaged and destroyed and like, what is this is gonna hit, I don't mean this in a mean way if you lost on FTX, but like, what's the Sam story without the like emphatic blow up at the top? And so like, in many ways, it's like, why am I obsessed with Jez? Is Jez the best perps trader of all time? Like, absolutely not. You know, absolutely not. Not even close. And his whole bit is he's blown it up. He's lost it all and made it back more times than anyone. But the beauty in that, to have the ability to do that 4 or 5 times and run it back, is like, that's skill, man. It's like, what's LeBron's 3-1 comeback if he didn't lose finals after final after final after final and get destroyed by the Warriors? Then he hits it. And so in the case of Jesse Livermore, Mando GM, in the case of Jesse Livermore, it's like, you glorify the blow up because the ascension was so glorious. It was so glorious. He did it 4 times to make it. And look, I'm not trying to hype up blowing up, because you're not supposed to blow up. You're not supposed to blow up. But in many ways, like, bro, the Greek ancient lore god I glorify the most is Icarus, because it's like, bro, imagine soaring so high that the sun burns your wings. It's like, that's the Jesse Livermore story. Have I blown up? Yeah, but like, I haven't had these glorious blow-ups, you know? Like, I haven't had this like miraculous. Yeah, it's what they don't tell you is Icarus laughed when he fell. I don't have these glorious blow-ups, you know? I mean, I did in 2024. I blew up $1 million. Just fully blew it up. Every dollar of it. Yeah, I have done it once. I blew up once, but I didn't deserve the money I made, to be completely honest with you. Not because I did it. It just was like too easy. And I wasn't too easy. It was just like too retarded. It was like, that's not true. That's not true. Because I held a coin for a year to make the port in the first place. I held a coin for a year to make it in the first place, but it was just like retarded meme coins. I felt like it wasn't that much skill. I just caught the right tailwinds. But I blew it up kind of gloriously, and I bought the whole way down. I bought GOAT the entire way down. Every red candle I bid and I bid and I bid and I bid, and it was public. And the whole thing was on stream too. This is my first streaming art. The whole thing was on stream every day. I have all these clips. I think about it and I think about it and I think about it. If you could find some of the videos, we could watch some of them. They're pretty good. But I did have a fucking glorious blow up where I put my entire net worth at the pico top of a meme coin at $1 billion. And the whole thing just like blew up. For some reason, I think perps have more of a like skill aura too than some of the on-chain stuff, even though that maybe isn't entirely true. And half of the job is game selection. But I did have one blow up. But I don't know, man. Recently, I'm in the game of round trips. Right now, and I think it's a little bit of a skill issue I have to patch, but I don't entirely know how to patch it. If I'm being so honest, like I thought I traded this so well, and I think it's still. Does anyone have a position in SpaceX right now? I'm just gonna look at a couple setups I like right now. This is the one I like the most. Still, I don't think it's had the pot. What is it actually trading at right now? I think this thing has unbelievable juice and it's gonna go. But you know, you round trip 150% or it doesn't feel great. Like, okay, I entered I bought SpaceX at here. I bought SpaceX here. And then I bought it here. What's good, Tom? And then I bought it here. And then I slammed it right here. It brought my average entry to here. And then I sold it right here. At the top, UPNL was like 60, 70. I mean, honestly, the UPNL doesn't even matter. What matters is the percentage. Okay. And the percent you're enjoying watching this. What are you enjoying? The percentage on this trade was, I think it was 120% on the perps move. Didn't take the stop loss at 195. No, I didn't. I don't know why I didn't, actually. And so I do this a lot. Maybe this wasn't the best trade to do it on. You probably could have done this on a Marvel type of trade more. I just get like, I enter with a plan. The way I've been trading really good recently is like long-term spot, which I've been crushing on long-term spot. I mean, I'm up a lot on AMC. It's been a sick trade. This is a 45% around spot. And I think the StubHub thing is going to go very well. My plan to exit both of these is AMC. The Odyssey Christopher Nolan launches July 17th. It's sold out for like 3 weeks. Their website crashed when they launched the tickets. AMC had this huge dilution event going on. It's done. I think I'm just going to stack whatever price we're at July 17th. And so it's spot. I have a big cushion on this. And then for StubHub, the World Cup when's the World Cup final? The World Cup final is July 19th on StubHub. And so it's, let me go like vertical line. Not this. July, it's on a weekend. So like, well, that's a horizontal line. Vertical line. It's like right here. And so I'm probably going to like, the tickets are significantly more expensive than the Knicks game. And so the screenshots are going to start going super viral again, I think, which is everybody posting the stuff. Everyone posts StubHub. Everyone posts StubHub and they're like, oh my God, the tickets, da 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 da. And I mean, they're just like destroying fees. It's all in the US. Everyone uses StubHub in the US. And so we'll see. I kind of want to know if this works, this type of strategy. Like, I want to know if it was already priced in or not. And if it catches the flows that I think it could from these type of events. It'd be very, like, I don't know, did I just get lucky on the AMC click? Maybe. I might have just gotten lucky on it. And so I've been thinking about trading where it's like long-term theme I'm bullish on, buy it spot and hold it. And then these like event-driven type of spots. And so the last two that I took were Marvel and SpaceX. And so as it relates to like SpaceX, I don't know. I had a thesis. We really covered it pretty well on stream. I felt like 175 was the floor because that's the price at which they could keep it above 175. They can unlock. They unlock a lot. I mean, they unlock 10%. They unlock 10% of supply if they can keep price above 175. 5 out of the 10 trading days right before earnings, which could be as early as like early July. So it's like now. And so it's not a hard floor. It lost it for a minute, but it touched it once, bounced it, and then touched it twice, and then really bounced it. And so on the way up, I'm getting so I was right. I mean, I was right on the way up. I'm fired up. And so I bid the first, it goes down, I bid it again, and then we just ride it. And then above 200, I'm thinking, I'm reading these tweets, and I'm reading Zero Hedge talking about a gamma squeeze to 400, and I'm reading all of these. I'm reading everybody just cope, talking about this is the moment. It's stock market is disgusting, and and everyone's like on their high horse. SpaceX is gross. And I'm like, oh yeah, everybody is offside. There's no supply. And I just start slamming, bro. I start slamming. I've been 202, 205, 215. But then I have a leak, which is like, I do this every time I round trip. It's because I buy too much. I think this is my biggest leak. I buy too much. And I buy, like, the 215 was unnecessary. I basically added 30% of my position at 215 on SpaceX for no reason. Like, it was really no reason other than I'm looking at my UP&L at 215 and I'm like, it's not enough. It should be more. I was right about this trade. I undersized initially, so oversized late. And that gets me hurt a lot. It happened to me with Zcash as well. I did the same thing. What's the GCR, like, size up early in a trend? I think it is. Yeah. Yeah, look, this is a really good tweet. It's crazy these still are applicable. General trading principles, we watched meme tokens pump February 4th, 2023. Think about how early that was. It's like pre-Pepe. Within alt cycles, you should crank up risk when the trend first reverses and begin to gradually protect capital as time passes. People lose money because they do the exact opposite, slow early and increasingly greedy with time. I think you can do this within mini cycles of pumps as well. Like, even though SpaceX was 1 day and it's not a trading cycle, I think you can do it as well. And so I got to figure out a sizing process on this. Because I don't even know where I got the strategy for. I might have gotten it from Jesse Livermore, bro, and fucking Reminiscences. He talks about this is his whole bit. Is he bids, and if it goes higher, he bids more. And if he bids and it goes down, he just gets out every single time. Like, why sit in an unrealized UP&L? The other thing I've learned is I've been having a bunch of cabal dinners lately. And I've been talking to a lot of these, like, CT legend trader guys, right? Like, guys that have, like, really done well. And a lot of them are not that impressive. Really. They're not. Like, I meet a lot of these traders and they're just, like, not that impressive. They're not these, like, hyper genius guys. But the one common trait amongst all of them is they don't lose money. Like, they do not lose money. They just don't lose money. Their drawdowns are, and even if you, even in these books, these Market Wizards books, the thing that's gets the most clout is as it relates to like Stanley Druckenmiller. His whole bit is he's like never had a down month. They track it in months. Forget year. He's like never had like a down month. And so a lot of them talk about it where they enter a trade, and instead of Paul Tudor Jones did this as well. And when he enters a trade, instead of thinking about how much money he could make, he thinks about how much money he could lose. What's the most money I could lose? And so I am obsessed with this buy high, sell higher thing. And I think it really works for the way that I like to trade, or the way that I'm finding out I like to trade, because I'm still trying to like sort out what my style is. But I buy too little early, I buy too much late, and then I get stuck heavy, and then I round trip. I get stuck, and then I'm like, fuck my life. I'm in this. I did this with Ton even. I did this with Ton. Round trip 40, 50, like just a 200%er for no reason. I did it with Zcash. I do this relatively often. But it's a weird leak. It's kind of a weird leak to solve, because it's like I have more conviction here than I do here. Here I'm sort of like praying. Here I'm praying, and here I'm like euphoric. And so to flip it is weird, and then to also sell when it's going down makes me feel like I would never be in the move when it's going up. I feel way worse down here than I do here. It's human emotion, right? Like, do you just have to inverse that? I don't really know. But it is a leak, because this trade appears like so often. It really does. This trade, this one as well. I've talked about this one a lot at this point, but this is one of my favorites. This one appears a lot. This Marvell move. I entered, yellow line was my entry on the way up, right here. And I actually did very good on this. I did very good on this from here to here. I did great on that. But then I bid this again for no reason. I sold like this. But then I bid this because I was bored. Gave it all back. Every dollar of it back. And so there's some, you like a 5-second hold time. You can't hold a position. Well, that's not true though, because like I held my Zeke long for months. Was it months? Weeks? Definitely weeks. I held Zcash, one of my biggest trades in a while, for like quite some time. It was weeks. How long did we talk about Zcash on the stream? It was a while. We talked about Zcash for a while on the stream. And so I'll tell you what I'm thinking about right now, though. I was like, all right. We're working on this internally. Is Marvell, SpaceX, the one that I missed the other day with Intel was a really fun one on the Apple Trump announcement. This was a fun one. Like 117 to like 130, 40. Is we're working on this little indicator. Because here's the thing, is like I feel like 2 to 3 times a week right now, 2 to 3 times a week, there is this like as close to free money on the floor type of spot as you can get. The Marvell type of spot, the Snapchat short, like these you keep talking about this event driven type of trade. The problem is identifying it, because my coverage of market is, it's basically just US market open, but a lot of these things happen late at night. Intel happened really late at night. Marvell happened really late at night. A lot of these things happen in weird hours, and you have some edge if you're on Hyperliquid because the stocks are closed. You don't get this, like, you have more time. And so we're working on this thing, this like indicator, that all it does is it just tells you when there's like a really irregular volume candle. And so if it's good and it works, maybe we can release it to the pit or something. But it would tell you like if there was a 15-minute candle closed at like 5x higher than the last, you get a ping. And then you could look and be like, okay, wait, why is Marvell? You could search Marvell on Twitter. You see the Jensen clip, and then you can enter. Because the thing about a lot of these trades is like they give you a lot of time to enter. Like the Snap launch gave you a lot of time to enter. You could have entered on the second day and still like 10% in a straight line. Like that's no, not even. You could enter on the close. 10% in a straight line. That's a fun trade. I don't think anyone in our chat took this, but people did, and they printed 20% in a straight line on the glasses release. They've been working on the product for like 3 years. They finally reveal it. It's $2,200. It's also the worst product of all time. That's a fun one that I want to take more of. So I don't know. This is kind of what I'm thinking about right now. I got to fix some leaks because I feel as if I want to donate to you, but it's a shame that Twitch donations aren't available in Korea. If you give me your Solana address, I'd like to try donating to you. I'm Chit. I want to be friends with you on X. We can be friends, man. Sure, I'd love to be a friend. I don't want the donation though, to be honest. Give me a trade when you find it. Give me a trade. Give me a setup. What do you got? Give me a setup right now. And then we can be friends. All right. I got a couple things I want to talk about that I'm going to get off just because I want to talk about it. Also, USA is on. I'm going to have it up on the second screen. And I'm going to go drink in like 30 minutes. Randy Marsh. That's a sick name. I've been reading about this idea recently. I think it's very relevant to our trading and our trading style, which is like this idea that time is event-based, and the amount of events we have access to or exposed to are hyper accelerating with the internet and democratization of all information. Therefore, time is hyper accelerating. You see it in trends, you see it in virality, you see it in trades, you see it in stock picking, you see it in like the growth of companies, you see it in the rise of influencers, and the if you tracked our topics every day, you would see it as well. You see it in lore of sports leagues, like you see it everywhere all at once at the same time, and it's a really cool idea. I haven't watched this clip, but I want to watch it.
If you look at the Mag 7, you look backwards in history, and you can say with a pretty clear conscience, each one dominates their 7 different niches. They have near monopolies on a global basis. Justice Department, etc., perfectly sound asleep. They're not going to jump in and slash and burn and divide Exxon into 7 different pieces. They're letting these things grow and set their pricing and make tons and tons of money. Then you look forward. Starting from today, does it look anything like that? Doesn't it look like 7 companies deciding they're all in the same market, AI? Right. That moving the most powerfully with the greatest investment is dominant? Are they not seen here beating their chests and saying, my 200 billion in investment in a single year is bigger than your 127, yeah, boo? They know how much gets paid off to the first mover who grabs the market. There can only be one, as they say in the movie. And there's 7 of them fighting it out. It could be a very messy.
Joe Weisenthal is so good.
I suggested that they have it outside the White House. What a comparison. Just imagine 10 years from now looking back and saying, you couldn't see the difference between 7 easy monopolies and a dogfight of 7 vicious, rich companies, huge cash flow, huge understanding of the virtues of being dominant, all deciding at the same time to fight out in one market.
Okay, wait, we have to come back. Quick pause. Oh my God. Wow. So good. All right, we're gonna stream for like 30 minutes. And then I'm gonna let everyone go watch soccer. But I want to skim this article. I really, really, really want to skim this article because I think it's I'll show you why I'm curious about this. I saw this tweet, Base16Z, and so someone posted this. It says, take a snapshot of this because we might not see these types of year-to-date performances from the S&P 500 components in a very long time. And it shows, I mean, some of these are insane. SanDisk is up 1,000%, Micron's up 300, WDC is up 333, Seagate, Intel 260, Dell 250, AMD 150. A lot of these are in a couple months. And basically just quote tweets it with kind of the take that we would have and says, what are you doing if we see this every year for the next decade, Zimbabwe mode? And one of the things I've been thinking about is I keep getting all these TikToks that talk about the kind of black pill TikToks that talk about how society's fried. But the general premise of these TikToks is that everyone walks around in psychosis. Everyone is like hyper addicted to reels and short form video, and they're on drugs, and everyone is in this like constant state of psychosis. And there's this like turnover that's happening now at the same time that stocks are pulling 1,000% a day, which is that the boomers are dying, the boomers are aging out, and the new psychosis fried gen is aging into money, inheritance, wealth, positions of power, influence over financial decisions, etc. And I think this is part of the reason that everything trades like crypto, or is starting to trade like crypto, is this new gen that's coming into power is like the crypto gen, figuratively and literally. Literally in the sense that they grew up trading crypto and these weird alternative assets, and figuratively in the sense that it's like the undisciplined short form video, short form content generation. And if markets are a reflection of human psychology, then the psychology of the generation in charge is going to reflect itself in the charts. And so someone proposed this idea for the first time a year or two ago, which is like, what if information on the internet moves too fast now where we can't have a sustained bear market's not possible? They'll just wick it down 70% in 2 days, and then we'll just get it all out the way and we'll be done, and we'll send it back up. And I don't know, I saw this tweet and it really made me think like, yeah, what is the argument for this not happening? Really? What is the argument? And maybe it isn't up. You know, maybe it isn't 800% up. But there's this. Let's actually just talk about this for a minute. Something's happening right now in the stock market that I think has like never happened. Not odd stats, which is that. Let's see. 6 of the past 10 days in the SPX have been 1% days plus or minus. And the 10 other events like this during the 0 DTE, 0 day option era, there have been an average of 5 plus or minus 1% days over the next 10 days. And so we're basically just in this era where every move is like 1% up or down, which is a huge move on the S&P. Every day is like a drastic move. And part of me thinks it's because the generation that's in control it's the undisciplined fried. It's like the instant gratification. Like we can't do 0.1% days over and over and over again. Everyone's fucking bored. Everybody wants to die. It's like we need to move. And so we're in the whipsaw era. And I think if you can approach the whipsaw era with discipline and a system, which is the way that we're trying to get to, we can really like win it. You can weaponize it. You can use it against these people. You know, it's the same day how everyone goes from super bullish to super bearish and then back and forth on sometimes in the same day. Think about the Warsh day. The 24 hours that followed Warsh, everyone turned into a Pico bear. It's over to the next day. We're so back. And so this isn't like a topic we cover that much, or I don't know. We don't do a lot of like psychology thinking during the week because there's like a lot happening. But I think we need to just like consider why it's happening. Why are there 1% moves back and forth? And I think a big reason of it is the new gen. Think about it, bro. The people who are coming into money, like who's running money, who's clicking the button, who's making decisions. It's a lot less 70-year-olds and it's a lot more 30-year-olds. It's a lot more people born in 2000, 1995, grew up with an Xbox, been addicted to reels for 15 years. It's like the stock's moving 1% every day. It's just like a new generation in charge. And I think we can really weaponize it. Because you have to understand who we're trading against. It's the great short form videoification of everything. Everything's like a short form video. These charts, like these moves are like Micron's probably the best example. It's like every day. I mean, it's like you just get moves. I remember if you were trading during like 2019, right before COVID, when Beyond Meat was the hottest thing ever, and it moved 15% in a day on ungodly amounts of volume. And it was like if you were trading, you're trading Beyond Meat because it's just whipsawing back and forth. All you want is volume. And so, yeah, I mean, I think it's something to consider is like who's coming into power and why are things moving like this? And why would this not happen? This is why I follow this channel. I'm close to 50, and these takes over the last 4 months have been refreshing. Bro, I appreciate you being here. Why are the new gen not trading crypto though? They are, but it's too small. I mean, why are I sit here and think to myself, why am I trading crypto? You trade crypto for volatility. The second it doesn't offer it, you go look at the next thing. I would stop trading semis in memory right now. I would stop watching right now if SanDisk couldn't move 20% in a day, because you want volatility. That's the other thing of the short form videoification of everything is that you need now. I want it now. We don't have time for a bear market sustained. Just wick it down 90% and let's run it back. You know? And so it brings me to this take. How are the AI coins doing, little bro? I don't trade them anymore. But I think that's the problem with some of this. Some traders is like I got people were calling me out on the timeline for Zcash going down, and I'm like, what? We traded Zcash up 300% the whole way, and then flipped it short when Tulip King called the top in the exploit and then wrote it down. And so a lot of people are scared to show coins or show stocks or show their entries because they're going to get judged based off their last show. But if you're really focused, you know that it's way more important on your first. And so I have this article, like this might just be all we do today. Nah, you good, bro. Don't worry about it. I just want to skim this article, and I think it's written by Thicky, May 14th, 2025. After college, I worked for a high-frequency trading firm where the basic unit of time was the microsecond. It's a different world. A single blink was long enough for our algorithms to open and close thousands of positions. Think about that. Thousands of positions in a snap of your fingers. Each trade born and buried long before a human observer would have even noticed the screen had changed. At the end of the day, we would grade our trading by looking forward into the future for every trade. If we bought a stock at $5, we would have liked to see the market trading at $5.01 moments later. We didn't use many time-based benchmarks. 10 seconds for a stock like Nvidia was an eternity compared to a no-name stock. Thousands of individual trades could have been entered and exited in Nvidia in the time it took the no-name stock to update its price a single time. There were levels to this eye-blinking metaphor. We used event benchmarks instead of time benchmarks. Every time someone executed a trade, canceled a bid, updated an offer, was counted an event. Any change in the state of the order book reflected someone pricing in new information about the world. We would then benchmark our trading to the market price, say 1,000 events in the future. For some stocks, this would be milliseconds. For others, minutes. This normalized our performance benchmarks across all types of stocks and made us more effective in generalizing our strategies. It was my first lesson that event-based perception mattered more than objective time. So it isn't minutes, but rather changes in the order book, events. The concept carried with me as I left HFT and moved into crypto discretionary trading. Crypto is the only market that trades 24/7, meaning there simply was no rest for the wicked. The game was less about brilliance and more about being awake when it counted. Resource management around attention and waking hours was a big part of the game. I quickly learned there were only a few important hours that I needed to be awake. Pretty quickly, I mapped the day's hot zones: US Open, US Close, after hours headline dump, quants rebalance at 0 UTC, Korean retail pumps altcoins, Euro positions for US Open. Everything outside those windows was mostly noise. Weeks where nothing happened, followed by a single headline turned into minutes where weeks happened. My co-founder and I developed a I don't even know how to say that. Sleeping routine so that we would be conscious during as many of these action periods as possible. It was rare to get uninterrupted sleep for more than 3 hours at a time. We took tactical naps whenever possible and had phone alarms to wake us up in case important headlines came out during off hours. I felt like I'd experienced 3 days for every one that passed. There was always something going on, every day a new puzzle to solve, a new fire to put out. We frequently would work 18-hour days processing information, trading events, building infrastructure, and managing risk. We frequently moved around different parts of the world, built strong relationships with all sorts of people from around the globe, and experienced some of the highest highs and lowest lows of our lives. Those 3 years felt like the longest stretch I've ever lived. Most of my friends say the opposite about those same 3 years that flashed by. French philosopher Paul Janet's ratio of life idea explained the gap. At 10, a year is worth a tenth of your entire memory bank. But by 50, it's only 2%. By 22, you've already spent half of your subjective lifetime. So you can't cram it with fresh events. Each new calendar year keeps shrinking. Basically, every year is less important to your memory as time goes on. This subjective time dilation adds another vector of inevitable decay to the human experience. Not only does wealth erode from inflation and the body deteriorates from age, but even time contracts from perception, compressing each passing year into a smaller and faster blur. Yes, packing a life with novelty can stretch your years, but that familiar sermon can stay on the shelf. We're almost done. What is striking is the asymmetry between the experience of the individual and the collective. The individual experiences subjective time contraction with each passing year, while the collective experiences subjective time expansion. Each year is increasingly more eventful within the context of human history than the last, with an exponential acceleration in the last 3 centuries. What has caused this expansion of time for the collective? Think about it. Like the amount of stuff that happens every year goes up exponentially. Transposing human history is an event-based vector space makes it easier to understand. We define an event as one life year or one person being alive for one calendar year. Add them up and you get a sum of how many human consciousness the planet has ever generated, totaling a little over 1.6 trillion life years. Human population didn't start to explode until agriculture launched a feedback loop starting around 5000 BC. Surplus energy fed population growth, which freed up specialists who made discoveries that multiplied energy again, tightening the cycle until humanity's doubling time fell from millennia to centuries to mere decades post-industrial revolution. I charted the cumulative total of human life years by anchoring on known population figures from public datasets and linearly extrapolated the gaps without introducing any assumptions about average lifespan. Cumulative percentage of human life years. Look how exponential it goes. It's insane. Let me see how much is left. Yeah, we're almost done. You basically get the point, but well, the individual experiences time on a log scale. The collective has experienced time on an exponential scale, which with almost 80% of human experience occurring in the last 3 millennia. Think about that. 80% of all human experience has occurred in the last 3 millennia. Zoom in, and the view is even more extreme. 50% of all lived human experience occurs after 1500 CE. 25% occurs after 1945 CE. 10% occurs after 2003 CE. Even as population is projected to top at 10 billion in 2080. Triple overhead, thank you for the gifted. Thank you, thank you, thank you. As birth rates from developed nations naturally slow, there is still 25% of all human experience that will be lived over the next 50 years. 25% of all human experience over the next 50 years. Every subsequent calendar year accounts for roughly 0.5% of all human experience. This acceleration makes sense once you normalize by life years, not by centuries. It's one more truth fractal I keep bumping into. The idea that time is better counted in events than in objective time shows up in my day-to-day trading, stretches across an individual lifetime, and scales to the whole span of human history. There's plenty more of these fractals out there. I'll dig into them in future articles. Thank you for reading. Thicky thought. It's kind of a unbelievable 0.5% of all human experience happens every year, and it only expands. And so from that perspective, applying it back to the markets, the amount of market moving headlines, news, events is exponential. It's exponential. It's exponential. It's exponential. It's exponential. It's exponential. It only goes up. It only goes up. It only goes up. And so you combine that with the short form instant gratification generation being in charge, and you get these just so much all at once at the same time in your face, just from all angles. And it's pretty beautiful to trade, especially if you like volatility. It's pretty beautiful to trade, and I think we're really good at it. I think our execution sucks. And when I say our, I mean mine. I think execution sucks, but I think I'm really good at it. Really good at it. I think I can be one of the best at it. But every new addition, every advancement to AI, to technology, every new childbirth, accelerates this really fast. And so I think you should sit with this weekend. I really think you should sit with this weekend. I'm going to. I'm going to. I'm going to. I had a lot of topics I wanted to cover, but I want to go watch the USA game. I'm going to be honest. And so I think I'm going to go do that right now. Yeah. I think I'm going to go do that right now. Is what I'm going to do. I mean, there's other topics. There is other topics, but I wanted to just come here and talk for an hour. It's crazy that was an hour. The last thing I'll say is that I think there's a really small percentage of the trading population that is looking at the world through the lens that we are. You know, like I think it's very small. I think it's very small because the changes are happening fast. They are. They're happening really fast. And I told you I've been doing a lot of Kabbalah dinners recently, and the smart ones that I meet with, they see it. They see it. They don't even quite understand it. You know what's funny is like we came to this understanding of how to trade stocks through like backwards principles. Like we sort of stumbled upon it purely guided by intuition. Purely guided by intuition. Like there was no, I don't have 10 years in like discretionary macro or HFT to like see the evolution of markets. We just like stumbled upon this. Like, yeah, I think the cryptofication thing, like we like made that word up on accident. That's how you know it's real, in my opinion. And so I think if you're here right now, you're in a really, really, really a creative, advantageous position where I'm telling you, man, I've met with the best of the best traders some of the best traders in the world. And they're really not that impressive. They're not that impressive. They just put in a lot of time. What should young people be doing to position themselves? Hours. Honestly, I'll tell you what I do. I'll tell you what I do is that I think the best way to position myself for the future is to get as close to the source as humanly possible. I think this stream is the source. I think for purely on information, nobody covers it better than us. I don't think anybody covers it better than us. People go deeper on individual verticals, but nobody covers the breadth better than us. It's the era of generalists, and we generalize it very well. And so I don't think I'm some generational entertainer or a comedian or like a generational streamer. But I think from the goal of making $10 million in liquid markets, best in the world. I think we could really be the best in the world. And so everybody covers news. Like if you just want news, you can get news. But I don't think you can get it through the lens of trading, really. And so when I think about my goal with the stream, it's like, yeah, I do want to come here and entertain you. I do want to give you 3 fun hours. I do want to like make you laugh and like crack some jokes, but it's going to sound really gay, but I kind of think that I was born to take these trades. I was not born to interview people on stream. I was not born to like be a comedian or like born to be an entertainer. But I think I could paint some really, really, really beautiful charts. And I didn't realize it for a long time. Like I didn't realize it for a long time. Until very recently. And then I was like, wait. I can really paint a chart when it comes down to it. How do you know when to exit? Like, why did you decide to exit SpaceX? I didn't exit. I lost a round trip $70,000. And so I think, you know, if you were to ask me what to do, I could like confidently for the first time in my life tell you to just show up to stream every day. That's what I would tell you to do is show up to stream every day because we're just not going to miss it. I tend to think if I'm talking about it, you should care. Because I only talk about things I care about. People have jobs, dude. Look, I can maybe help you quit your job. I would like you to be able to quit your job, but I can't I don't make your schedule. I don't make your schedule. I can only tell you what about Clarko from the stream? Hell yeah. Who's your pick for the first in the NBA draft? If I was a GM, I'm picking Darren Peterson. That's my guy. You were sideline hype the whole way. Yeah, but if you watched the stream, you shouldn't have been. How about that? You were sideline on Zcash. Can't hit them all. Like, I was sideline on one, you're sideline on one. That's the way the world works. You were probably sidelined on Amazon for the last 25 years, and you just stop becoming increasingly cringe by the day. Look, man, at the end of the day, I'm not really here for you. With all due respect, I'm not. I'm really not. I'm here because I have an obligation to figure out how to make it happen. And so, if that requires being cringe, I would be. I really don't do it for you specifically. Wicked. I don't. There's a larger mission here. It's a lot bigger than you, Wicked. You know? So it's a lot bigger than you. You could listen to it on mute, whatever. Or you could just not. But it's a lot bigger than you. You know? It really is. It's a lot bigger than you. It's like everyone in the world is going to trade. Don't you want to be good at it? Inflation's 5%, brother. 5%. CPI is 5%. You can out-earn that on a salary? No, you're not. You can out-earn that the S&P? No, you're not. You're not. You're not. And so, I don't know. You suffer a little cringe to fucking be able to send your kids to college or whatever the equivalent is. I do. I sit here through myself. You think I don't fucking make myself feel cringe? Dude, I'm introvert. I stare. You know what I'm looking at right now? You guys can't even see my screen. I'm staring. What you're looking at, I stare at myself on camera for 3 hours a day and talk by myself. You think I don't? You think that doesn't cringe me? Wicket 2G. Wicket 2G. You don't think I get cringe by that? I'm staring at myself for 3 hours a day in front of like hundreds of people. Talking about trading, which is like, you know how sensitive trading is? Talking about losing money most of the time. My mom watches, dude. My mom's watching, bro. Girls I flirt with are watching. Okay? And it's like, it's bigger than me, brother. It is bigger than me. It's not about me feeling cringe. I'm down to feel cringe. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than me. Bigger than me feeling cringe. It's like we have a job to do, brother. We have a responsibility. We have markets to beat. We have team members that need to eat. We have employees, brother. We have team members. We have team members that like rely on my ability to feel cringe for 3 hours a day. It's big. It's bigger than you. It's bigger than me, Wicked. Everything you could ever what Austin Butler. Everything you could ever want is on the other side of being cringe for a little bit. It's bigger than you, brother. Way bigger than you. And so, yeah, inflation's 5%, my guy. 5%. You gonna out-earn that in your retirement account? No. You're gonna sit here and you're gonna fucking figure out how to make it happen, or else there's gonna be a group of people at the end of the day that are gonna figure out how to make it happen, or they're not. Period. Bar none. Doesn't matter how old you are. Doesn't matter where you come from. Doesn't matter how much money you have. You're gonna solve the game, or you're fucking not. It's just gonna be divulged by that. You're gonna solve it, or you're not, and I'm gonna solve it. I'm going to solve it. I'm in the pursuit of solving it. That's the only thing that matters. Nothing else matters. Nothing else matters. Do you want to look at how we just did it? Time-based versus event-based. Look at how fucking fast the world is accelerating. Look at how fast it's accelerating, man. You're either gonna solve it or you're not. And imagine not solving it because you're afraid of being a little fucking cringe. It's like, brother, we have a job to do. This is like, look, we have fun and we meme and I talk shit and we troll in the pit and we laugh and we sob farm. But at the end of the day, we're here because we have a fucking job to do. We have a job to do. We have money to make. We have a game to solve. We have a market to figure out. And if you can't do any of those three things, we lose. And you know what losing looks like in 2030 and 2035? It's over. It's GG. It's like worse than, I don't know, man. It's like worse than death is not figuring this out, because it's like it's the game to solve. It's worse than death. There's nothing worse than not solving this. There's nothing worse. And the only way you don't solve it is by quitting, honestly. We have got to do this. This is like an obligation, bro. I have got to do this. The $10 million is a random number I just made up, but it has to happen. Because if it doesn't happen, it's like, what am I supposed to do? There's no B. It has got to happen. It has to. I don't think you understand. It has to. It has to happen. It doesn't have to happen in a month or in 6 or in a year, but it has to happen. It has to. It has to, man. I can't go out. I've spent too much time. I've given up too much. I've spent too much time. I've been doing it since I was 19. Full time. That's it. Nothing else since I was 19. It has to happen, brother. It has to. I cannot do anything else. It has to happen, and it's going to happen. You ride with me, it's gonna happen. I promise you that. I'm 24. It might not be that clean. It might not be that smooth. It might not be that funny or that entertaining every day. It might be a fucking grind some days, but it has to happen. And so if you have to sit here some days and be fucking cringe, then we will sit here and we'll be cringe, because there's a job to do, brother. There's a job to do, and I'm going to do the job. And if you want to come here with me, I welcome you, and there is room. There is room for you on the fucking, in the car, man, on the bus. And if you don't want to come, don't come. If you don't want to come, don't come. Because we're going to fucking do it, and it's going to happen. So, all right, I got to go. I got a game to go to. I love you. I believe in you. I appreciate you. I almost got to my quota anyways. Fuck the quota, man. Fuck the quota. Fuck everything else. I'll be here Monday. I expect you to be here Monday. Look, man, if you believe in me, fuck me. Fuck me. If you believe in you and what you are doing and what your goals are, I'll see you here Monday. If you don't, no hard feelings. I'll still pray for you. Regardless, I love you, and I'm out. Peace.